So Petra, the most common question we get is, what's the difference between the AI professional certificate and the AI graduate certificate? And I would say there are three main differences: a credential you're going to get, the time commitment and flexibility of the two programs, as well as the price. How would you unpack those three key differences?
So in the case of the AI graduate program, you're taking the courses alongside of Stanford students. And if you pass, you will be getting a Stanford graduate credit and also Stanford transcript. In case of the AI professional program, you will not be getting a grade. The courses are pass-fail. So you will be getting a certificate if you pass the class. And also you will be getting continuing education units. What I would say about the time commitment and flexibility, on average, when we do surveys with our learners, we find that people spend 20 to 25 hours a week on the graduate class. In case of the AI professional program, they might be spending 10 to 15 hours a week. But I also do want to mention those are averages, so it will really depend on your particular knowledge, experience, and background. Obviously, there is a price difference. I would say the graduate courses are 2 or 3 times more expensive than a professional one, and you probably want to check the current pricing on the website.
I would just say that when thinking about those two programs, they're designed with slightly different learners in mind. So again, the credit bearing are going to be students who are very interested in earning that academic credit. And those are often students who are interested in doing the things like the projects and the exams that are part of that program. Whereas for the professional learners, we'll find people who want to cover the same material because they are very much covering the same material, but they need a little bit more flexibility and they're not as interested in that transcript. We also see a lot of learners who are interested in both programs and are mixing and matching between them according to their availability and what they're interested in at a particular time.
How would you say these two programs differ to what is actually available out there right now?
In general, I would say these particular programs, which are based on the credit-bearing graduate level offerings at Stanford, or are, in the case of the credit-bearing ones, the actual offerings here at Stanford, they're going to emphasize theory, they're going to emphasize rigor, they're going to be very foundational. Some of them are applied. And so if you're interested in that depth and that rigor and the foundational material, writing proofs, then these courses could be right for you.
The assignments are very hands-on, so this will not be one of your online courses where you kind of submit a multiple choice question and just watch the videos. You will actually really need to work through the assignments to pass and complete the course. The other aspect is the interactivity. So we talked to you a lot about the course facilitator support, the TA support, being able to meet students. And we feel like really it brings an additional factor of like being kind of a part of a community. So when and how can people enroll in these classes?
So the first thing to know is that you need to submit 2 separate applications if you're interested in taking courses in both programs. For the credit bearing, it requires transcripts and personal information. And for the professional programs, it requires a little bit of your educational background and your professional background. So they're relatively short applications. Second is for the 2 programs, the enrollment periods are slightly different. For the credit bearing programs, the courses are going to be offered on the quarter that they're available on campus, generally starting late September, early January, late March or early April, and then in June. For the professional programs, the courses are offered more frequently, and they are not following the quarter system, so there's more flexibility about when you can enroll. The final thing to mention is that in both cases, unlike a degree program, you do not need to be continuously enrolled. And this is a key part of the flexibility that is a part of these programs that allows working professionals to do such rigorous work. For the credit-bearing programs, you do need to complete all the coursework within 3 years, but within that 3-year period, you have a lot of flexibility about when to take those individual courses.
So after a learner finishes one or both certificates, what is next?
What we will see is a couple things. We'll see a lot of learners who finish one or both certificates. They may finish a certificate and continue to take courses that are part of that certificate. On the credit-bearing side, there are a lot of other certificates that are very related or in the field of artificial intelligence that are not the artificial intelligence graduate certificate. So we also see a lot of students do the AI graduate certificate, and then they will take additional courses or pursue other certificates in either a more specialized or an adjacent field. And you'll see the same thing at the professional level.
And I think a lot of people just want to stay up to date. I would point out the Stanford Online YouTube page where we post a lot of webinars and recent seminars and sessions that discuss the latest on AI.